Have you ever wondered what is in your mind? The mind is the most common name of emergency phenomena that is responsible for understanding, the ability to create thoughts, reason, perception, emotion, memory, imaginations, and will, and other cognitive abilities. The mind integrates several faculties of the brain that allow gathering information, reasoning, and drawing conclusions. But can we use the mind beyond what we think? Within the nervous system, a complex network of specialized structures that encephalon, spinal cord, and nerves, whose mission is to control and regulate the functioning of various organs and systems, coordinate their interrelation and relationship of organisms to the external environment. Divided in two main subsystems, one is the central nervous system of the brain and spinal cord, and two is peripheral nerve system, within which the nerve tissues located outside of the central nerve system are included. We can find one of the greatest mysteries of science over the years, a small and wonderful organ that allows you to attune much better with your body and the environment, the great enigma of the mind. There is an endocrine gland with other bodies that when unable resides more role for procure pollen than almost any organ in the body, including the heart. He has been writing about the amazing language of feminine, trying the age and represent the standard number of weight for 4,000 years. Yet modern medicine has not found interesting enough to study clinically, or has it? The pineal gland through its purpose is shrouded in mystery. What is it for? On the surface level, the pineal gland, shaped like a pine cone, is the geometric center of our brain as intimately entwined with the perception of light. The pineal gland modulates circadian rhythms and through how we sleep. The pineal gland is tiny, smaller than a dime, located at the back of the roof of the three ventricles of the brain. The pineal becomes steadily calcified with age, starting most often before puberty, meaning it shows clearly on school's X-rays to allow identification of the midline. It is worth mentioning here that sodium fluoride calcifies the pineal gland. British scientist Jennifer Lu published a study showing the fluoride deposits accumulate in the pineal gland and calcify. The light-producing ability of the pineal gland has led some to call the pineal the tier A. Oddly, the pineal contains rods and coils, just like your eyes, in order to process light, even though this might lie in the center of our dark brains. The gland is also responsible for creating and secreting melatonin. Melatonin communicates with our hormonal system about environment light to the rest of the body and can introduce to certain biological rhythms. With there most of melatonin that you regulate our sleep-wake cycles. The precursor to melatonin is serotonin, which is stored in large quantities by the pineal gland, a hormone you may have heard of signs. It is so plainly like the feeling good. Psychopharmacologists Rick Stressman believe in the tree A to be the source of the psychedelic dimethyltryptamine in our bodies. Stressman has hypnotized the largest amount of DMT are released in our bodies during heightened states of spiritual consciousness, such as birth, death, and near-death experiences. Anthony Peake suggests that in a sense our experience of past, present, and future is an illusion, and the pineal gland purpose functioning allows a form of time travel, which also amounts to space travel. It is worth noting the armored reports of 1,000 years experiences with ayahuasca. The serpent is documented as the most commonly appearing archetype in the spiritual psychedelic patients. The more supernatural characteristic associated with the pineal came after René Descartes, to intestine as studied during the Renaissance. He made the assertion that it was the main seat of the soul, and he believed that it was the source of all truth. Descartes was credited with reflex theory of the idea of involuntary actions that our bodies carry out. He believed this in the sense that the mind was separate from the body, but could I still have an effect when it took over the animal instinct? That point of entry when I through the mind made its interest to take over, the pineal gland. It must necessarily be the case that the impression was entered by the two eyes or the two ears and so united with each other in the same part of a body before being considered by the soul. Now it's impossible to find any such place in the whole head except this gland. Moreover, it is situated in the most equal possible place proportion, in the middle of all the concavities. René Descartes. Ancient traditions knew of the pineal and showed its mystery in their law. They knew that the pineal plays a role on the spiritual development and communication with spiritual beings. Shiva, as well as other Hindu deities, are often depicted with a little third eye on the forehead. This third eye represents an awakened enlightenment and an ability to see higher realms of these or higher consciousness. A look at the dream hair of the Shiva wrapped up with snake in the pinecone shape can appear to be none of the pineal as well. Snake in Hinduism are thought to be as produced in the most notable scenes in the imaginary Susaren's Kundalini Yoga. The chakras of the body are often defined to the Kundalini by the wide staff encircled by the two snakes, or a candulus as they know in the Greek mythology. The point where the snakes meet the Anja chakra, where the pineal and pituitary glands are located. This chakra is now a source of consciousness and Anja is translated to mean a common or guidance.